All right, guys, so we are going to be reacting to She Instantly Regrets Asking for a Divorce, Get Humbled, and Cries. Let's jump in, guys.
It's so hard because you don't want to tell the person that what they're gonna do won't matter anymore. So I told him, I want you to admit that you situationally graped me for more than half of our relationship. And I basically told him that we are heading for divorce. And he looked right past me and started watching the soccer game.
Welcome back, family.
This is crazy.
Today's episode is going to be a little special because we are going to see firsthand the impact the modern feminism propaganda has on modern women and marriages. We will first start by watching this woman literally asks her husband for a divorce in the middle of an argument like it was nothing. And then she gets shocked by her husband's response.
Last night, my husband and I got into a little bit of a disagreement. I got up from the sofa, I walked into the kitchen, he stopped me. I'm facing this way into the kitchen, he's facing that way into the living room, and I basically told him that we are heading for divorce.
Damn.
And he looked right past me and started watching the soccer game.
What are you supposed to do?
So I don't know if that was just denial or if he didn't care, but
see, they do this, but they want a reaction from you. You see, that's the trick.
Pretty sure if my partner of 16 years just told me that we're headed for divorce, they would have all my attention. But day one, post telling my husband I want a divorce.
Bringing up divorce out of the blue in the middle of an argument for the first time just show how much of a drama queen this woman really is.
Damn.
And for some reasons, she expected her husband to make a big deal out of it. But we could just all see that her husband is literally tired of her bullshit and he just wants some peace. Now, we are going to move on into the more serious subject of the day. This next clip will show you how much modern women carry their traumas around and blame men for everything, even though they are not the ones that create these problems. And the worst part is that they use feminist propaganda to validate their actions. I had to leave this clip in its entirety because it is a really sensible subject so that everybody can have the full context. I apologize in advance because this clip is going to be long and most of you will really get bored by all the victim cards this woman is going to display here, but please...
Yeah, let's just jump in and see what's going on here.
My bio says what it's... I started this page on November 1st and it was supposed to be a weight loss, getting sober journey. That's why my bio says what it says. During a, I don't like to say argument, but we'll just say it. During an argument or a heated discussion with my husband, insert trigger warning, I was talking to him and I said, love, this is like a merry-go-round. We keep going round and round the same subjects. And he told me that I needed to find out what was wrong with him and tell him what to do to fix it.
What?
So I told him that isn't my mental load to do, and that is something that he needs to do.
And this is why you don't do this. She got him. Now that he is in a submissive state, she's in a leadership state. She's not gonna cut the rope up. That's your job. That's not my job. See, you know what I'm saying? They want you to say those things, and that way they can control the relationship. When you say stuff like that to your woman, now you are in a submissive position. Now she's gonna despise you. Right here, this is a small red pill moment.
As the conversation went on, I realized that I needed to come clean about what was really bothering me in our relationship. Okay. At the time, I did not know the proper word for it. The proper word for it, I believe, is a rather soft terminology. It's actually 2 words, but I feel as though it's very soft for the impact that it has on mainly women, also men. So I told him, I want you to admit that you situationally graped me for more than half of our relationship.
What in the name of God?
To which he replied, I did not grape you. You never said no. When that happened, it was like
Damn.
clarity, boom. And I remember thinking, and I may have said it, I didn't realize I could say no. So I dived into this and I realized it's called sexual coercion, which basically means you are in a relationship and also into like a power dynamic where you don't feel like you can say no.
In other words, she's not attracted to the dude. See, instead of just saying that and we will understand it, we have to go to this sexual coercion and all this stuff that has nothing to do with what really is going on. She's not attracted to the dude. Simple. It's simple, guys. She's not attracted.
And that's what I was doing for years. So it's very hurtful when men come on here and say, well, you probably weren't sleeping with him and that's why he's ready to get rid of you. No. I understood that on his nights off, I needed to, and I used this term in therapy, that I needed to perform. Okay. This happened for years. Like, I'm thinking, I would say 8 years total.
Damn, bro.
The way that I coped with this situation is that I began drinking. At first, towards the beginning, just a glass of wine would loosen me up enough to get in the mood. The glass turned to 2 glasses, 2 glasses turned to 3. We all know what happens after glass 4. That's a whole bottle. I started consuming alcohol even when he wasn't there. I believe it was a way to cope with the unhealed trauma in my life.
Yo, always with this word trauma, man. Trauma here, trauma there. Trauma left and right, up and down. I'm not saying that she went through trauma. She might just went through trauma, guys. I'm not disputing that. What I'm questioning is why they all use the same terminology. It's like a way of, they figure out by using trauma and a lot of this kind of wordy stuff that somehow, that's going to give them the green light to romanticize their decisions. We know by you not feeling it with your husband, you were not attracted to the guy. That's it. And this is what happened when they just try to settle. They settle with guys that they don't like. And then they think that they can just try to fake it until you make it kind of thing. Well, they can't, because attraction is not a choice, guys.
I became probably, if you want to really label it, a high-functioning alcoholic. My body came to a point where the alcohol and gummies weren't numbing the feelings anymore. Like, I was able to go through the actions, but then my body would just retaliate. Like, I would like just bawl my eyes out in the bathroom afterwards.
Yeah.
Just not wanting this to be my relationship with my husband, I bought a book for him to read about certain techniques that he could try, and it improved.
See, you see what I'm saying? Instead of telling him, hey baby, this is what I like, let's try this, let's try it out. No, here you have to, here's a book, read it, and when you finish that book, then you come to me and we can discuss it. Like, no man, this is not how it works. This is not how it works.
Our relationship in that aspect to a certain degree, but I think that underlining trauma was just too deep, and it's just something that I cannot go back from. And his reaction to it was also just, it just seemed very maybe defensive, but it should have spurred more of a conversation than it did. So I absolutely love the pouring out of support and the good faith wishes for a happy ending, for us to come together. But as I told my therapist, Steve, the other day, is that you as a husband and a wife, or like a partnership, need to be there, like, also sexually for each other. Like, I think that's a healthy part of a marriage. And to ask someone to stay in a marriage with someone who does not want to perform that act with them would be extremely selfish. I should not take away my husband's happy ending by staying and not being able to fulfill that part of a marriage. I think that would be extremely selfish for me to do that, and it also ruins his happy ending and him finding someone, as well as me finding someone that fits that.
There we go.
So that being
there
said,
we go. That's what it is, man. They cannot settle. They can't settle. They always, at that point when they have multiple body, what happened with the body counts is that the ability of pair bonding is gone. So they can't pair bonding. The only thing they can do is just to feel the butterfly. After that's done, because they confuse butterfly with pair bonding, but it's not like that. It's not like that. And this is what happened. She's just trying to look for that butterfly. She not realizing she will never get it, in my opinion.
That was one of the main catalysts of me finding clarity and finding my journey through this. You know, people have written me and they're like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what the right choice is. And I said, wait for that clarity, because when that clarity comes, it's like a switch, just and your path will open up before you. So if you think you were a victim or are a victim of sexual coercion, stand up for your right to say no. Realize that no matter what you do, have that right to say no.
This is crazy.
And after that evening of speaking to my husband, I had the mentality of, I'm using my no. I'm using my no in this, for instance. I'm using this no when he tries to, manipulate me. When he asks me to do something that I don't want to do, or I know that I shouldn't be doing it. I'm using my no. I'm using my no. And that's the story behind the one video that I have that basically said, like, my husband said something to me that I can't go back.
I don't know what to say, guys.
And if you're in the
I
same
don't know.
boat, my heart goes out to you. It is not easy.
Guys, this woman didn't just come up with this absurd conclusion that her
This is an insane conclusion.
husband has been raping her for more than half of their relationship by herself. She has definitely been listening to all this feminist brainwashing propaganda. Or maybe she has been listening to all these traumatized females on the internet that give dump advice. And now, all over a sudden, she feels like a victim in the marriage. Fellas, never beg for a woman to stay once she tells you that she wants to leave. Continue living your life, because if she wants to leave...
Yeah, because if she wants to leave, it's done, guys. It's done. It's done. She despises you. At that point, she stay with you. It's pure resentment, man. God damn, bro. This is...
Through divorce.
Let's see.
On our trip anymore.
Oh, let me see. To stay, she will stay. I will show you what I am talking about in this next clip.
Because I still love him and I still care about him.
There you go.
And I always will. And I'm like, we can still be friends, and like I will be there for you. Like even when the girls turn like 18, like I'm not just gonna disappear. But I'm like, I love you, but I'm not like in love with you.
There we go. There we go. You see, man, these psyops are real, man. I don't love you, but I'm in love with you. Like, these are psyop, man. These are phrases that they hear in the internet. We have hear these in whatever podcasts and Fresh and Fit. A lot of these HL videos. I mean, every video you hear stuff like this.
You, but I'm not like.
I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or some bullshit like that.
In love with you anymore, and it's so hard because you don't want to tell the person that what they are gonna do like won't matter anymore because it should have been done before. So I'm giving him December. Fast food napkins, am I right? I'm giving him December. We're going on our trip together, and yeah, I don't know. It seems like he's doing everything right now, and I'm just wondering why he didn't do it before. So if you have gone through divorce, because like this is fucking easy, right? Divorce is the easy way out. You know what's easier? Just putting your head in the sand and just ignoring it and your own needs for your whole life. That's easier. But how do you, if you were a man or a woman who went through divorce and you have reached your limit and your going point, and the person that you are leaving is now like being an A+ student, like that is a mind trip. But anyway, this is 8 minutes. No one's gonna watch it, so. But yeah, so day 3? And yeah, and we leave on our trip Friday the 13th, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, now he's doing everything right, and he's being fun and playful and letting me be me, and I just don't know how long that's going to last, because
F that, bro.
he hasn't done.
Fuck that, man. At that point, God, don't say, man. Just leave the marriage, man. Just leave the marriage, and you have kids with that marriage. Just try to just work it out and just have another family, man. Don't do this, man. These guys, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.